So from the last video, based on the comments that I received on Instagram and through text, a few of you got, quite a few of you got a little bit too hot and bothered by my clothing, my Charlie Sheen outfit that I was wearing. So I'm going to wear something a bit more conservative today, which is this surplus Indian military coveralls that someone picked up from me a couple of years ago. So what are we working on today? We've got the 79 Corvette behind me. You probably can tell in the video, but it's really filthy. It hasn't been washed since the last rally that I was on back in June. So it needs to be cleaned up, it needs a coat of wax, but that's not really the important stuff. The important stuff on this car is the rear shocks have to be replaced because they're completely gone. When you're accelerating or if you hit a bump, the back end bottoms out and the exhaust rubs on the ground and sends sparks flying all over the place. So it looks sort of fun for those that are driving behind me, but it's not good for handling, and it's probably not a safe thing to be running those old shocks that are back there. So we're replacing those for sure. And the rest of it is just cosmetic stuff. There's some trim that needs to be painted, the badges need to be put back on the car, and the interior pieces, a couple of ones that are still loose that need to be screwed in. And that's pretty much all that we have to do with this car. So if we get through all of that, maybe we'll get around to lowering the front end a little bit too. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick look just around the car, show you what we're going to be working on, and we're going to jump right into it. So let's get to it. So from the startup video, you probably all noticed that the passenger side front light bulb is out in the turn signal, so we're going to replace that. And then we need the weather stripping needs to go in here. Right here you can see the paint is sort of coming off. This needs to be resprayed. You can see all the dirt on the car, so that's why that needs to be washed. Missing a badge there. Missing the weather stripping here on the pillar, and then the chrome trim ring that secures the carpet here. Passenger side speaker cover needs to be put on, and that actually needs to be, the glove box needs to be notched so that speaker can come down a bit. And then back here, just a few minor things. There's that corner piece that's not there, the corner piece that's not here, and those speakers needs to be installed properly. And shift boot needs to be put in. Those wires need to be tucked up. For the stereo, right now it is wired up only to accessories, so we need to make sure that that's wired up to the full 12 volts so that it keeps the memory of all our settings. And of course the armrests are missing from the door, so we got to put those on. So just minor stuff, but it's just a few things that we need to button up here, and then we'll be on our way to not having to work on this much anymore. Okay, so let's get to it. Okay, so to recap, we've replaced the rear shocks on this thing. We've assembled the rest of the interior. The door panels are on, the armrests are in, the carpet is already where it was supposed to be, but we put the shift boot in. There are some plastic panels that were left in the rear package tray area. Those have now been secured. The jacket hook, if you want it, whatever you want to call it, the hook in the back, that is now in. The speaker cover on the passenger side is in. The wiring is done to fix the stereo power issue, and also the door lock cylinder on the driver's side is now connected to the locking mechanism, so that all works as well. And we've also put the roof liners in the T-tops, so the whole interior is now assembled. So that's really good, because what that means is we can now go ahead and take pictures of this and send them in for collector's insurance. So right now we're paying regular insurance, which is more expensive than it needs to be, and we can get collector's insurance at a fraction of the cost for something that we barely ever drive. So we can finally get those pictures done. I'm looking forward to that, and I'm very happy that this third project is now complete. Wait, hold on, that's not entirely true. We didn't put on the rear weather stripping that goes along the rear window, and that's because I couldn't locate the actual metal trim piece that came with it. We wanted to replace it with a rubber seal to give it a more of a modern look, but that needs to go out to a shop. We can't do that ourselves, so that's going to go to the window shop and that'll be finished up there. So, but everything that we can do here is now done. So for all intents and purposes, we'll say that this car is now complete. So it's 3 down, and what we've got left now is the Trans Am, the white Mustang, the bobber, and the tractor. And of course, the surprise that's coming, and that should hopefully still be coming tomorrow. I'm excited for that. So stay tuned. There'll be another video coming in tomorrow. Remember to like and subscribe. Catch you later.